Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakadash. Brothers, today I want to get into a quick lesson, or starting with Matthew chapter 25, verse 14, right? And it reads, "For it is just like a man going on a journey. He called his servants and turned over his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability." I'm going to stop right there, brothers. Something that I do many times when I'm not posting videos or what have you. I'm actually studying with other brothers, checking out other brothers. There's a beloved brother of mine that I study with, and just to learn, to grow, and to develop. But my spirit always bears witness that what I'm learning is true. Of course, iron sharpens iron, and as I'm learning from another brother, I'm examining the work that he's bringing out. But something that I took away is that we all been given different gifts. One brother might be able to break down prophecies. One brother might go into history and or particular words. One brother might have dreams or what have you. But it's all to strengthen the body. And even I had to check myself not to be jealous of another servant's gift that he had. Because many brothers, you have 1 talent. Many brothers, you have the 5 talents. Many of the other brothers, you have 10 talents. But today, what I want to really focus on is the servant with the 1 talent, or because at times, I'll just be transparent with you, brothers. I feel as though I'm the one with the 1 talent. But what I had to come to realize is that number 1, don't be jealous of another brother. Number 2, hey, I need to be working the hell out of that 1 talent that the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, gave me. That's my responsibility. All right. So let me jump back into the lesson here. Don't want to talk too much. Let's get into it. Starting back with verse right above verse 16. Then he went on a long journey immediately. Who's the he that gave the talents and the he that went on the long journey? That's Yahweh Shai. Verse 16. The man who received the 5 talents went and put them to work. That's something I love when I read this parable. The man that had the 5 talents, he went immediately and put them to work. He didn't screw around. All right. And earned 5 more. In the same way, the man who had 2 talents earned 2 more. Verse 18, but the man who received 1 talent went off, dug a hole, and put his master's money in the ground. Right? So, of course, we know the talents is likened unto the wisdom, knowledge, and the understanding of the scriptures. 2 great precepts is Proverbs chapter 2, verse 4. Another great precept is Proverbs 8 and 11. Okay? Verse 19. After a long time, the master of the house came to settle accounts with his servants. Right? So we know what he said to the first servant, and that he gave the 10 talents to, and he said the same thing to the other servant that he gave the 5 talents to. He says, you were faithful over little, and I will put you in charge over much. But he said something that I love that he said, how I said was that he said, come and share your master's joy, right? But I want to continue to focus on this third servant, right? So let me start off at still in the same chapter 25, verse 24. Then the man who had received 1 talent also approached the master. It says, I know you. You are a difficult man, reaping where you haven't sown and gathered where you haven't scattered seed. So I was afraid. Let me stop right there, right? Right? Us as servants, we already know Yahweh Shai is an austere man. We know he's serious. We know that. Let me put it simple with you. We know he doesn't fuck around. We know that. And then the servant said to him, so I was afraid. Doesn't Revelations 21:8 tells us? But the fearful, the cowardly, the unbelieving, right? Right? What does it say about them? They will not inherit the kingdom, right? But let me go back to 25. So he says, I was afraid, and I went off and hid your talent in the ground. Look, you have what is yours. Verse 26, but Yahushua says, you evil and lazy servant. If you knew I reaped where I haven't sown and gathered where I haven't scattered, then you should have deposited my money with the bankers and when I returned, I would have received my money back with interest. Right? Verse 28. So take the talent from him and give it to the one who has 10 talents. For everyone who has more will be given, and he will have more than enough. But from the one who doesn't have, even what he has will be taken from him. And throw this good for nothing slave into outer darkness. That means your understanding is through, it's finished. You don't understand anything anymore. Because the Most High took that one talent that you had, that understanding, that knowledge, that wisdom that of the scriptures, which is likened unto gold, silver, precious rubies. He said, take it and give it to the one that has 10. Right? Let's remember something, brothers, right? Mark chapter 4, verse 15. Right? Remember it says that when the word is sown into a person, right, and he doesn't understand it, right, the Satan comes away immediately and takes away what has been sown unto him, right? When you don't utilize or put into practice, right, what the Lord has sown into you, the word that you receive, right, that's likened unto unbelief. You become a lazy servant, right? The Lord says, verse 30, and throw this good for nothing slave into outer darkness. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Right? So I had to really assess the situation. When I learn from other brothers, when I'm with other brothers, we break down the scriptures. One brother, he may be bringing out a different point. It's not my duty to be jealous of a brother. My job is to learn from the brother, because we all been given different gifts. Right? Doesn't Romans chapter 12, Romans chapter 12, verse 3, right? We all been given a different measure of faith, have we not? Right? That's something else I have to remember. Romans chapter 12, verse 6, we all been given a different measure of grace, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 4, we all been given different gifts. And lastly, brothers, 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 13, chapter 4, verse 14, right? Do not neglect the gift you have, right? Shalom.